Hi, Amy Fashion Toppings here, and I'm gonna do another project update video for you. I have been doing a lot of furniture lately, and so I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I've done. So let me show you the first piece. Okay, this piece is a little coffee table, and I'll insert some before pictures. I did an image transfer using the Artisan Enhancements transfer gel. I did have to touch this up with some paint. Some of the words, actually, you could hardly see them because I went to Kinko's, and when they did the print for me, they printed it on 40-pound paper. And so it took almost 4 hours for me to get all the paper off of it. It was ridiculous. So I won't do 40-pound paper again. But, so I did an image transfer, touched up the words with some little paintbrush and some brown paint. And then, as you can see, I did some distressing, and then if I get at an angle, you can see here, I dry brushed dark wax on it. See right there. So I dry brushed some dark wax on it, just to give it that aged look. And then I also, get down here, dark waxed, Belle has to be in the picture. Okay, the legs are painted in Annie Sloan Cocoa, and the top is done in Annie Sloan Pure White, a top coat of just regular polyacrylic. It's not actually polyacrylic, it's Artisan Enhancements top coat. They're liquid top coat that you paintbrush on. And then the clear wax from Annie Sloan, and then the dark wax. I did wait 48 hours between putting on the Artisan Enhancements top coat versus the Annie Sloan wax, because you do need to make sure it's completely dry before you put the wax on. So that's this, and I love this. I got this graphic from the website thegraphicsfairy.com, and I got that in an estate sale for $3, and I thought she was a cute piece to use for staging. But I love the old postal stamp, so got her. And my next one. Okay, here's my next one. I'll insert a before picture. Now this piece, you know, I got at the Goodwill, and it was pretty ugly, but I thought the wood was so solid, I knew it had to have some beauty underneath all that varnish and paint. So I sanded her completely down. I did not use stripper. I sanded her completely down, and look at the grain on that wood. Actually, it matches my floors. But I sanded her down and then used Minwax pre-stain, just so that I know that the wood would take the stain evenly. So I did the pre-stain, and then I stained it in my dark walnut that I love to use. I did my French script. I did the method where I put pencil on the back. Well, this time I used chalk. Rubbed chalk over the back of the image and then traced it on, and then hand painted it. Did that. She is an auction find, and I'm trying to get her appraised right now. I got her and 2 more of her. It came in a set of 3, and I'm trying to get her appraised right now. And then she's got the beautiful finial with the cameo in it. Love her, so I'll be selling her, I think. And then the legs I did in Americana Decor, and that color is vintage. There's a lot of light in here, but here. It's a cross between a baby blue and a light seafoam green. So that's what I did. And then she's got the drawer, and she still has the maker's mark. It says Cling Colonial. And after I researched this piece, I found out that Cling Colonial was actually purchased by Ethan Allen. So this is considered an Ethan Allen piece. And Ethan Allen is very popular with sales. So I'm doing some research on her through their website, and they're gonna send me some documentation on her before I put her up for sale. But she turned out so pretty. I love that wood. And then I put a triple poly top coat on her. Minwax is a triple poly, so she's very well protected. And then I just used Annie Sloan clear wax, 2 coats of it. I did 1 coat, buffed her, waited 24 hours, did another coat, buffed her, and then, so she's good to go. Okay, on to the next project. Okay, we're now entering into my work shed. I've gone a little crazy with buying furniture lately. But I have a lot of projects going on, and I can't wait to show you one piece in particular. It's amazing, but I'm gonna show that to you last. But let me show you what else I finished. Okay, now this piece, I could have spent more time on her, but I'm kind of running out of time. I have to get projects done. I could have done some black glaze, did some distressing, but I decided not to. But she's a maple table, very vintage. It's got all these, let me put it over here, all these spindles around it. And then I painted grain sack stripes on here, and I'm starting a blog page, and I'll have instructions on how to do this on my blog page. Basically, you just mark everything off with painter's tape, like a bunch of rows of painter's tape, and then you pull up the painter's tape where you want your stripes to be. And then I hand painted the logo by using that once again, the pencil on the back of the paper, and then hand painting. So her, I did not put, sorry, I always refer to my pieces as girls. I didn't wax her top. I did Krylon's matte finish spray top sealer, and I did 3 coats of it over a 48-hour period. So there she is. She's so pretty. And what I did was, so when you sit at a couch, you always have the drawers facing the couch. The drawers are, look at how pretty that is. And then I have the graphic facing so that when people come into your room, the graphic greets the people. So that when people walk into the room, the graphic isn't upside down. So I did that, and she's such a pretty piece. Like I said, I'll insert some better pictures of her. Right now, I sold her the same day I listed her, and she is getting picked up here any minute. So that's why I have her out here. Still haven't finished my dog bed, but this piece I just finished. This is the side. I tried to do an image transfer of a watercolor cherub type picture, and the ink just did not take. So I had to cover up my image transfer, and I used fabric decoupage. My favorite thing to decoupage is fabric. Fabric for new people, decoupaging is the easiest. It's forgiving. The air bubbles kind of come through the fabric, so it's easier to get the air bubbles out. Fabric is, I swear, the easiest thing to do to finish up a piece when it comes to decoupage. Now on the top, I don't know how well it's gonna show up in the pictures. I did a dry brush technique. You can kind of see right there. I did a dry brush technique, and that is Annie Sloan, let's see, did I use it? No. Yeah, Annie Sloan Pure White. And then I put dry brushed metallic silver acrylic, and then the base color of this dresser, which is the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in Serenity Blue. But I did have a little sample left from a previous project of the actual brush on. And so I dry brushed what I had left in with the grain. You can see the shine. I used the a 400 grit sandpaper to really make this thing butter smooth. It was rough like plywood material before. And I sanded it with 400 grit sandpaper, and then I did Artisan Enhancements top coat. Since this is the desk, I wanted to make sure that it's going to be able to hold up to stuff. So I did the Artisan Enhancements top coat, and it did not yellow. So I was happy about that. And then the drawers, I stripped everything with Citrus Strip before I even started, because there was tons of paint and it was gross yellowed over the years. It just turned yellow and kind of, I don't know, it was kind of like sticky. So I used Citrus Strip and stripped the whole thing down. And then I saw how pretty the wood was, so I finished sanding it, and then I just put a layer of, on the wood is black walnut, and then I sealed it with the Minwax. Here, I'll show you what I'm using for my top coats. This is what I've been using for my top coat. It's a Minwax 1 coat, and it does a great job. Okay, so I have the poly just on the wood. Everything else has been sealed with 1 coat of the Artisan Enhancements top coat, and then I clear waxed over everything after I've done the top coat. So everything's been like double sealed. Now these were all coated in paint, and what I did was I soaked them in boiling water. Actually, I put them in an old pan. I boiled the water and let it boil for almost an hour, sitting in the hot water, and the paint peeled right off. And then I just took my finger and I just finger painted this Serenity Blue right back onto the knobs to give them an aged look. So that's what I did there. There I just did a whitewash and then rubbed it back. I made the stool. Well, the stool was made, but I made the cushion for on top of the stool to match. So there's that piece. See the stool? I got that fabric at Walmart. Isn't that gorgeous? And it matches the side of each side of the dresser. Okay, so those are the pieces I have completed, and here are my future pieces. Now this is so neat. I'm going to show you a picture of it all put together, pulled apart, and it's a convertible table. So it has these hidden chairs. It's got 3 of them. But how it works is the chairs slide in, and then they're hidden, so it looks like a cabinet. And then there's a leaf that pulls up, and then it has a leg underneath it, so it becomes a big table. And then, but it has seating for 3, because it has the 3 open spots for chairs. And that is just, I'm gonna have fun painting this one. This isn't good quality wood, I mean, as far as antique or anything. So I'm gonna be having fun painting with that one. Then I got another hutch. I've just started priming her. She's right there. Just started priming her. That's what she did look like. That's her being primed. And I'm gonna do this, I think I'm gonna do the same thing as I did to the farmhouse hutch, because I love that so much, but this one I'm planning on selling. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing, but just instead of doing the roosters, I'm gonna figure out a different graphic for there. So I got that. I got another hutch. It's been primed. I primed it in gray, but that is actually a school desk. So this is nice so that your books don't, or picture frames don't come out. And I got the drawers out already because, like I said, I'm priming it. And it has a desk that goes with it, so you get the chair, and the hutch goes on top. So I'm actually gonna do this one in gray, and the primer I'm using, no, that's not the primer I'm using. The primer I'm using is this. I love this stuff. So that is in white, and then I got it in gray for there. Okay, so see how heavy that wood is? So we'll see, but I'm planning on doing like a light gray and then a white back, and even maybe painting stripes on the paneling with the white and gray, I don't know. But I wanted to lighten it up. So this is gonna be gray, and I'll probably do some glaze to it just to give it some dimension. But I wanted to lighten her up, she's way too dark. Now, this piece, this is a Pulaski dresser. Look at all those knobs. I scored her at, it was a gentleman was selling a storage unit, stuff that he got in a storage unit. And so I got a really good deal on some of this furniture that I'm starting to research, and I'm like thankful I bought it. But this dresser is gonna be a lot of fun. Doing all, they're big drawers. They're not individual little drawers, they just look like it. But I'm gonna do something so it does look like all individual drawers. I'm gonna sand her down, but she's made of pine, and so I don't know what she looks like under this, so we'll see. I might just leave a wood, the top wood, and then paint everything else. But there's so many drawers, it's just screaming, I need to do something special. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that one yet. This is a drop leaf table. I already have, I've already lightly sanded it with my 120 grit sandpaper, and I use a deglosser on her, just a wipe on deglosser where you wipe on and then you wipe off, and you take a wet cloth and you wipe it off again. And because she was so glossy, and I'll insert before pictures for all the stuff that I have. But it's a drop leaf table. So there's half of her leaf, you know, then she's got another one on that side. And pretty little legs on her. And the drop leaf is real easy. It's just a little peg that comes out that holds it up. But this one, I think I'm gonna do, this is a gray. This is called Aged Gray from Rust-Oleum. And I'm gonna do, on this end of the table, I'm gonna do 3 grain sack stripes in white. And then I possibly might distress her, I haven't decided yet, and then add some glaze to her legs just for some dimension. So she's hard to focus on because she's a light color. But she's got 2 coats of the aged gray on her right now. So that is her. And then I haven't unpacked this one yet. I probably should. But this is a China hutch. There's the bottom, and this comes up to my belly button. I mean, this is tall. And so there, I got this hutch, and the top is gorgeous. Right here is just the finial's been taken off. So it's got this gorgeous finial in it. And it has, it's not a solid wood, it's more of a veneered wood, but it's gorgeous. It's got a lot of details, so I'm gonna have fun painting it. But it's a China hutch with the glass, and it's got little cubbies on each side. It's pretty tall. This is gonna be a huge piece. So I got her, and she's got, I haven't gotten in, like I said, this is a storage unit sale, so I haven't gotten inside to see whether or not the key is still here. The key is still there. I can't get in there yet. If the key is still there, that's huge. But I don't want to unwrap her because I'm not going to be painting her next. She's going to be sitting there for a while. Next, remember those milk cans that I got? My husband and I are almost done with them. Those milk cans, I'll insert some before pictures. Well, the milk cans, I cleaned the rust off with navel jelly, and then I primed them with Rust-Oleum metal rust blocker primer. And then I painted them, so it's called a flat soft iron, I believe, from also, I believe, is Rust-Oleum. But it's a soft iron color is what it's called. No, I got the tractor seats off eBay, and I got 4 of them, so we're gonna be screwing those down. And then the tin signs we bought at the Harley dealership. We bent them around the cans, and then my husband has a big heavy duty drill thing, so he's able to drill through the milk can and attach the signs. So those turned out amazing. I'm in love with these things. These are gonna be our bar stools. We're gonna have an iron worker make feet underneath these to make them so that they're taller, because right now they're island height, they're not bar height, and we need them bar height. So we're gonna have some legs made, and I can't do that as welding. So that is a project that we have to continue with help. Okay, look at this bad boy. Yeah, I'm calling it a bad boy. This I got out of that storage unit sale. It's amazing. Okay, look at the details on her. She's got carved wood, and then these are all individual little holes that have been, I don't know if you can see it, individual holes that have been like cut in. These are all engraved. I can feel every hole. It's got the inlaid wood. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And it has, I mean, it's just so pretty. But look at this. It's like a faux leather. I don't know what kind of technique this is, if it's got texture to it. It's got the feathers coming out of the armor's head. And then it has this little crest, I don't know what you call these kind of things, but it's got the little castle inside. Isn't that gorgeous? She actually has a key. Look at the details. It's like, I don't know, look at that. I'm just in love with her, or him, whatever. This piece is just, look at it's just amazing. There is no maker's mark on it. The only thing I can find, there is some damage right there. A big chunk of the wood was missing, so I actually filled it in with sustainable paint, I filled it in with paintable wood filler, and I'll be sanding her pretty soon. It does have a stamped number actually engraved in the wood, but there's no maker's mark. But she's pretty. Okay, this next piece is actually ceramic, it's not wood. And so I've never painted ceramics, so I thought I'd have fun painting this one. I wish I would have taken a before picture, but I actually started working on her with paint on a wet brush from another project, and so I just jumped right in and started working on her and didn't even think about my before picture. But she is ceramic, and she has a spike that comes out. You can see that, a spike that holds the candle. But she's ceramic, so I painted her to look more like cement or maybe carved wood. And this is 4 coats of paint. I started off with 1 coat of French linen, and then a coat of cocoa, and then I whitewashed some old white on it, and then I glazed then I waxed with the dark wax. And I did not use the clear wax because I wanted the dark wax to really jump in and stick to the spots. So you can see I kind of made her look old. And I wanted her to match our fireplace. I was planning on selling her, but then, you know, I started thinking about it. And so I painted her to match our fireplace. And I love her, so I'm keeping her, I'm not selling her. But that was a $10 garage sale find. And it's heavy ceramic. And it's pretty tall. It's as tall as the opening of my fireplace. So, okay, on to the next. Okay, and then I got the serving trays done. Painted them all black. As you can see, I had Harley Pinup Girls decoupaged on them. This is like nothing special. You can see the border of the poster. It's almost the size of the tray. But put little Pinup Girls on them. My husband has to tighten this so it's a little bit less wobbly. Each one is a different Pinup Girl. So I got these trays done for them. There's 4 trays, 4 different Pinup Girls. Okay. And that's just, I mean, that's nothing fancy. That's just black acrylic paint, and I decoupaged the poster on it, and that's about it. So. Okay, well that's just a quick update of all the projects that I've been doing. I actually just got off my phone and sold another piece. So I sold actually I believe 3 pieces this week, so I'm excited about that. But just wanted to share with you some of the projects that I'm doing. And I did say also about that I might have some news at the end of October or September, October. And I was up for a national commercial, and they end up going in a different direction. Wow, that turned yellow. They end up going in a different direction, so that never ended up panning out. But a casting agent had sent my video in and was considering me for a national home furnishing or home decor, home improvement type national commercial, but I didn't get the part, so that was the news I was talking about. And as soon as I get my blog up, I'm gonna start a written blog on doing furniture. As soon as I get that all up and going, I'm gonna tell you about that. But that's about it as far as going on. I mean, that's about it. I have like 10 different projects going on, but that's about it. So this is Amy with Fashion Toppings. Until next time, you have a great day.